Hey, it's Glenn. Welcome to another episode of Difficult Questions. This one, can you win a war on the holidays? This comes because of a certain event that happened to one of my friends. He works in a public place and he wore a Christmas hat last year, and it was a Santa hat, a red hat with the white rim and the white ball. And public places try not to be specifically religious. And even though Santa isn't Jesus and Santa's more marketing, it's still referential of Christmas. So his work wasn't so happy about it, but they couldn't say you can't wear it. They just sent his supervisor to harass him about it. And he asked if there was a policy that he couldn't wear it. And they never got back to him because there's not really a policy. It's this, we don't want to offend anyone kind of approach, which I absolutely get. So this year he wore one that was, again, the shape of a Santa Claus hat, but instead of just red with white, it also had blue on it. So he called it more Dr. Seuss. And he was going to see if he could get away with that. And then his supervisor still harassed him a little bit. And it just got me thinking, because I'm in Los Angeles, so many people from so many different backgrounds, so many religions, so many cultures. And you don't want to offend anybody. And obviously we're stereotypically liberal here. So we think about everybody and we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I wanted to talk about what the logistics are of not having a specific holiday to reference in order to not offend people, because we have the right talks about the war on Christmas, right? And the left talks about respecting everybody and just say happy holidays because you don't know if it's Kwanzaa or you don't know if it's Christmas or you don't know if it's Hanukkah. And to me, I grew up Christian, went to church, United Methodist in Sacramento, First United Methodist, great people. But I, as an adult, as a young adult, started walking away from religion. It didn't really speak to me. So I never feel comfortable saying Merry Christmas to people. I never have. People say Merry Christmas to me because apparently I look like I should be a Christian. I guess I don't look like a Happy Hanukkah kind of guy or a Kwanzaa guy. So people always say it to me, and they always have. And I say, sometimes I say Merry Christmas in return, just because they're trying to be nice. They're trying, it's jovial. And I'm a jerk if I don't accept their happiness, their well wishes, right? Even though it's wrapped in a specific religion that I may not connect with in any way. But I wanted to talk about that because holidays kind of, they can be religious, and or they can have a cultural component, and or they can just have a festive component. And Christmas specifically, because of marketing and capitalism and Coca-Cola and Christmas lights and happy people and shopping, Christmas is more of a United States culture than it is a religion. And religious people get upset about that because it's all about the baby Jesus, right? But still other people partake in Christmas festivities. And I went to a holiday party, and they obviously didn't want to be very specific on what holiday. It could be New Year's, it could be Christmas, it could be Hanukkah, it could be Kwanzaa, whatever. I think we're leaving the Muslims out of this. So I don't know what they do around the holidays. That's my ignorance. I got to figure that out. But went to this party, and the food was Mediterranean. So it was not to be specific to any traditional food stuff for the holidays in the US, and for dessert they had donuts. And I just thought, that's funny. I mean, it's not even, they didn't even try to mix it up. It's not like latkes, and it's not like, ham or something traditional Christmas, or they're just, no, we're going Mediterranean. We're not doing anything. And then we're going to have donuts for dessert. And so I had this idea, well, whenever you want to say happy holidays to someone, but you want to be specific, why don't we just have happy donut day? Everyone can get behind donuts, right? Maybe. So I now say happy donut day. But again, I was just at my physical therapist, and they're a private business. Apparently everyone in there is Christian, because man, everyone was wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Merry Christmas and a Merry Christmas. And as I'm walking out, the receptionist says Merry Christmas. And if I'm a jerk if I say happy donut day, or if I don't take that, because it's just a social interaction, and my job is to be nice and to be kind and to give. If people give me love and kindness, I'm going to give it back to them. And even if people are mad at me, I'm going to give them kindness. That's kind of what my directive in life is now. So I just said thank you. I decided I didn't want to say Merry Christmas, because that really feels weird coming out of my face. But it just had me think, okay, we have these public facing entities that are trying to skirt offending anybody, but yet we still have people in private slinging Merry Christmas, and they're just happy. They're just happy people. And I try to remind myself, well, okay, Christmas is about a baby being born. I like babies. And then Christmas is about lights and expenditure of resources for joy and convenience and happiness. And people decorate their houses with blinky lights, and that looks pretty. And people are just trying to be nice to each other for a specific point in the year, which is nice. So I don't know. I don't know that there is a war on holidays or a war on Christmas, but at the same time, I don't know that you can win a war on holidays. I know that a lot of people are, again, historically the right, or the religious right, religious people say there's a war on Christmas because I can't just go around slinging Merry Christmas at people, and I can't have my Christmas tree and my baby Jesus on my courthouse, or whatever it is. Yeah, but I don't know that that's a war. You're just kind of acknowledging that there are other people other than Christians in the United States, a country built on immigration of not one culture, of many cultures. And then on the other side of that, we have people that walk around with a chip on their shoulder and are not happy about seeing Christmas and reminders of Christmas, or whatever it is. Hanukkah, I mean, the Jewish people are relatively so small in the world that we don't run into that a lot. And I get that they feel trampled on a lot. Christmas takes over Hanukkah, or let's say Kwanzaa, whatever the holiday is, or New Year's is more important to you. And people are slinging this Christmas thing at you, and it makes you angry. But it's also the time of the year where people are trying to be nice to each other. So do you throw that nicety of the oppressor, or the nicety of the majority? Do you return anger back with that? And where does that get you? Does that make you feel better? Does that make them feel better? I wonder if that's the war that the people are talking about. They're probably not. I think the war is, I want everyone to celebrate Christmas, and it would just be easier if everyone loved Jesus and everyone was all into Christmas. And I think that's why people are angry. But I get it. I mean, it's a majority thing. Majority just wants everyone to do what they do. Minority is mad that everyone doesn't do what they do, or minority is mad that no one acknowledges them. And I understand that. I just think it's a happy time. People are trying to be happy. Maybe we should be happy. I don't know. I have a friend that says, when she's Jewish, and she says some people say Merry Christmas to her, and she'll throw back Happy Hanukkah. And I get it. And if the person on the other side could just be happy and take that as well, that would be great. I don't think it's an opportunity for a battle. I think it's not the right spirit of the time, but I get it. I understand how people can get frustrated and drowned out and beaten down by Christmas if they aren't Christian. But I don't know. To my friend, I said, she didn't tell me she was Jewish, but made a reference to going to temple at one point. And so I kind of put that in the back of my head. And all right, I'm going to try to skirt around any kind of reference to religion because I don't know anybody and I don't want to offend anybody. And at one point I did make a reference to Christmas in conversation. And then in the back of my head, I felt bad. And then I was trying to backpedal, and she didn't know. And I always try to be nice to people anyway. And she knows that. And so we talked about that when we were talking about this war on holidays. And, both of us just laugh it off because we're nice to each other, period. And I wonder if that's the opportunity. I don't know. What do you think? Should there be a war on the holidays? Should there be this fight in the holidays towards the end of the year where everyone's just supposed to be nice to each other? What are your thoughts? Happy Donut Day.